As someone who's waited tables before, I could personally tell you that being a waiter is no picnic. In fact, anyone who's ever waited tables has at least one story to tell. And if you were to add those stories up, they'd make for a pretty good documentary. At least that's what Cheryl Hest and Melissa Thompson think. Hi ladies, my name is Art. I'll be your interviewer this evening. They're both former waitresses who are now graduate students at Temple University's Department of Film and Media Arts. Their video documentary, In the Weeds, tells the heartache of waiting tables.
In the Weeds is when the diner's jam-packed.
It's almost a psychotic state where
you can't wait on everybody at the same time.
There's no busboy around and there's no one to help you. The hostess can't come by.
And you're looking at these people and they all look the same.
You sort of get hot and you're starting to get flushed.
it mostly has to do with panic.
The combination of 1940s industrial footage and interviews with real servers gives a unique view of the people in a profession that's often taken for granted.
In olden times, they would have bowed and scraped. Now they serve with dignity, with pride at following an ancient and honorable occupation as equal and respected members of society.
For those of us who have been in some kind of service occupation, there's always that feeling of like, God, these people just don't know.
What can I get you?
I'll have a number 3.
I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side and the apple pie a la mode.
Chef and apple a la mode.
But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side, and I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it. If not, then no ice cream, just whipped cream, but only if it's real. If it's out of a can, then nothing.
Not even the pie?
No, just the pie, but then not heated.
It is a job with countless demands, yet it gets little respect.
I think it's because of the societal image of waiting tables that it's not a real job, and that makes people a little bit self-conscious, especially if they're older and, you know, they're in their 30s or 40s and still waiting tables.
The one example, I think the most blatant example in our piece was the waitress who was left a note by a customer.
I was really busy and these 2 students came in and I had my hands full and they just sort of demanded coffee to go. They sat at one of my tables, the only table that I had left open, and drank their coffee and then like waved me over and said they wanted a refill. We're not allowed to give free refills on cups of coffee, and I said no. So they left and I went to the table and I noticed that they left me a little note that says, "Poor white trash."
Tips are important in many jobs, particularly if you're a waiter or waitress.
I think that the tipping system is another really harmful aspect of the restaurant industry. And another reason why servers are not thought of as having real jobs.
I think that generally the more money people make, the less they tip. I really do.
Working class people and people who have waited tables before are definitely, anybody in the service industry, they are usually the best tippers because they live on tips and they know what it's like, so.
I had this little old man named Charlie who used to come in here, and he had lost his wife like 2 years ago. And he would just come in here and he would put like $5 on the table, and he would always slip money in my pocket as he was leaving. It would always be like $50, $60, and this is from one man, you know, and he was just like, he just said, "I want to help you," and he would always like stick money in my, and I'd be like, "Charlie, no," as I'm pushing it in deeper.
What is it about waiting tables that grabs people in?
It's money, and it's cash, and you get your cash every night. And it's fairly easy to find a job, and you can go anywhere and wait tables. I waited tables in France, so it's a skill that carries you around.
But then the other thing is it's really hard to get out of because you get sort of addicted to having cash in your pocket.
But having cash in your pocket does not always translate to having paid bills.
People outside of the business would be really shocked at the amount of drinking and drugging that restaurant staff participated.
The restaurant business breeds alcohol.
That's what it does, sure. Because you sit around, you have a beer or 2 after work, and then 2 or 3 beers, and it just keeps building and building and building until you're out until 6 or 7 in the morning.
When you come to table, they will do their best to keep you from noticing the work that goes into making your meal enjoyable.
It's like theater. There's this presentation that you make, and then there's all the stuff that's going on behind the curtain in the kitchen, and they don't see that. They just see you coming smiling with the food, and they don't see that, you know, you've just had a plate thrown at you by the chef.
So next time when you go out, remember, If you're getting what you consider poor service, it may just be that your server is in the weeds.
Generally, what makes you an efficient waiter is your ability to juggle a myriad of things at once. When you're in the weeds, there's no juggling.
Say you're seated with 3 tables all at one time.
And you've got to get to them right away and ask them if they want something to drink.
And somebody else is waiting for the dessert.
So you have to make 6 desserts. You've got to stop at 3 tables and get drinks.
Coffee needs to be made.
The bar's really busy, so you can't get your drinks on time. Can I get a cup of coffee, too? What a great idea. Cup of coffee would be nice.
The bartender's yelling at you.
Someone needs sweet and low.
The expediter's yelling at you.
And you go and you get another cup of coffee. Miss, does anybody else want anything else? Waitress.
Can I have lemon with my water?
Can we get another,
Excuse me.
pat of butter?
Is this decaf?
You just keep moving.
Well, thanks for your time, ladies. Hey, can we get a little service here?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
When I was younger, like most kids, it was always my dream to run off and join the circus. Well, now I've got my chance with the nation's first African-American-owned circus, the Universal Big Top. Casual Cal Dupree is ringmaster and co-founder of the Universal Big Top Circus, a reality that not long ago was a distant dream.
We knew it was a good idea, but did we really have what it took to do it? So after a year of research and all, we were in it big time.
That meant learning the ins and outs of the Big Top. For 2 years, the Universal Circus did not tour. Instead, they played exclusively in Atlanta, where they perfected every element of the show, from the performances to the music.
To hold the attention of all, you have to have some music that everybody can identify with. So when we put the Black Circus together, we figured, wow, music, boy, can you hear our music under that tent?
Even the ringmaster concept was carefully calculated.
So what could we do for African Americans that I wouldn't walk out there like the Ringling guy and they go, oh, look, he's corny, riding pants and boots. So I changed the concept of a whole lot. I'm like a preacher. You know, I'm like a preacher, a teacher, a modern-day DJ, a live MTV host. I'm all of those.
And the audiences really seem to get into it.
Between grown-ups, kids, a little singing, dance, and all the involvement it takes to really make the show gel, it's phenomenal.
Another element that separates Universal from the more established circuses is the old-fashioned intimacy of one big ring under an even bigger tent.
We're in your face. You would not be sitting on the 90th tier trying to rent binoculars to see what's going on. This is in your face circus. You can reach out and catch the sweat of the airless, actually performing. That's very important.
As with all circuses, everybody has their favorite acts.
I really love the magic show. I thought it was a great illusion. Say what? That was amazing. I still don't understand how they did that. Matter of fact, when I get home, I'm gonna make my wife disappear.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's not right. Please don't let this be on television.
When that lady was doing the thing, doing those tricks with her feet, that's my favorite part.
Contortionist Princess Nyakata hails from Spain and speaks no English. However, her elasticity speaks volumes.
For an act of such precision, I need total concentration. I must think only about what I am doing. If I let myself get distracted, the results could be disastrous.
Unlike many circuses where the artistry is passed down through generations, many of the performers at Universal are first-time circus stars, like former forklift driver turned lion tamer Ted McRae.
I've realized that it wasn't just an adventurous spirit, that it is a blessing, that it is a talent to be able to work with these animals.
A talent also found by elephant rider Margot Lewis. And hold your breath when you watch the Ayak brothers swing on the trapeze working with their feet.
We got to do something that nobody's ever done before.
And without a net.
scares us too, sometimes when the applause doesn't come, then because we don't realize the danger we're doing, and we expect more from the people sometimes.
But no one expects more from the Universal Circus than Casual Cal himself.
And kind of imagine you've been to the circus before, but wipe your slate completely clean and say that you're going to a new cutting edge, rocking, bumping, hip hop, funny, I felt good, I'm going to tell somebody else about it type of circus. That's exactly what it is.
This show is all that than a bag of chips.
The circus is in town through April 13th. Call the box office for information at 215-879-2900. You can also get tickets at Ticketmaster locations. Next, are you single and tired of combing the classifieds, the clubs, and surfing the net? Stay with us.
Eight, 7, 6.
Are you looking for a date to make this Valentine's Day special? The search has become more complex here in the 90s. Should you decipher the codes of the personals, surf the net, or try a dating service? But one thing hasn't changed, that face-to-face meeting will still determine if Cupid's arrow is on target.
The quest for true love. For many, it's a journey without a destination. Where is that special someone hiding, and what can you do to find them? Philadelphia Weekly has the city's largest personal section, running between 400 and 500 ads a week. Coordinator Lucy Marino explains why personals continue to be so popular.
You get to see what's out there. You know, you place a personal and you can meet someone maybe in a county where you would never meet that person any other way.
There's also the mystery of not seeing them beforehand, which Lucy considers a benefit.
I mean, getting to know a person from the inside out, I think, would make the relationship last longer than just meeting someone and being attracted to that person physically first.
And with 8 separate categories, there's something for everyone.
A lot of people are starting to do it as doubles. That's like the newest thing we've gotten into, like double dating, like 2 girlfriends looking for 2 guy friends just to go out on a double date.
But of course, there are many alternatives.
If you're looking for someone and you're doing the personals, maybe you should do other things too. Go to bookstores, go to the gym. There's a lot of ways to meet people, but personals is definitely a good way to start.
Close encounters of the love kind.
Dear WDAS-FM, I'm really tired of the dead-end bar scene and uncomfortable blind dates. How can I quickly meet other WDAS-FM adults with my similar lifestyle?
As of the end of last year, we've had over 9,000 people in our date link.
Joe Butterball Tamburo hosts the Oldies program Sunday night on WDAS-FM. He's also responsible for the WDAS Date Link, a phone service that matches up single listeners.
FM, I'm Butter, and of course, just thought it was a new way, it was a high-tech way, and with everybody on the internet and doing things like that, I just thought it was a good opportunity. We put it on a trial basis and really had no negatives from it at all.
And it differs slightly from the personals.
Because, number one, you already share some common goals. Or some common interest. You share the same radio station. You possibly like the same music. You like the same concerts that are coming up. It gives you an opportunity to have something to start with.
The personals in Philadelphia Weekly, WDAS's Date Link, and many dating services found on the internet use a 900 number to call when interested parties respond to these messages of the heart. But when compared to a few $1,000s that some dating services charge, the fee is nominal.
So if looking for the unknown love doesn't suit you, there's always the last resort, the nightclub, where for the price of a cover, you could find your lover.
But beware if you hear any of the following.
Baby, you're just so hot. Baby, you are fat to death. That's it.
You like apples? Because you're very fine.
Will you marry me?
I lost my phone number. Can I
have yours.
So how do you strike up a conversation without using those tired, cliche, come-on lines?
I look at her, man. I just look at her, you know, straight up. I look at her. If she give me some play, I give her some play.
You don't have to look at them. Make eye contact and they'll come right over.
I don't really approach women. They usually approach me.
But after the introduction, how can you tell if they're being sincere?
They never are. Yeah.
You can never trust a girl that goes to a club. You can never trust a guy that goes to a club.
If not sincerity, then what do single people want?
You have to first be attracted to the person. If she looks good enough for you to approach, then you can see what she's like inside.
How good looking they are.
No, that's not true.
How much money they have.
That's not true either.
You know what? I've been striking out with her all night.
The mind is what matters. The body won't be there forever.
But the clubs will be.
If I find the man, I'll definitely stop hanging out, stop going out dancing, give it up. But I haven't found the perfect man yet, so.
Okay, so most relationships that begin in clubs may be doomed from the get-go. But where then can you meet Mr. or Ms. Right?
You tell me. I haven't met one yet.
Woo, the mall. Maybe the mall. I'll probably be there at church or something. That's a good girl, a church girl. That's the best girl.
You have to go to church for that.
Church, supermarket, neighborhood, bar.
In the supermarket, in the produce section.
And employment. I'm not going to say where.
The place you would find a person would be like weddings or something. I mean, that's usually the ideal place. That's a situation where you find somebody, but not here.
I don't think you can find Mr. Right just by coming here and meeting him once.
That's a good question.
A question that may never fully be answered. In a quest for love for visions, I'm Art Rubalcaba.
In a future program, we'll follow up on a new Philadelphia dating service, Omari. It's being launched on Valentine's Day. Coming up, unique cards for that special man on your list.